tea, but in Sweden they have their afternoon coffee break, known as fika. No fika is complete without a sweet treat, and one of the tastiest, in my opinion, is a spicy nutmeg cookie called Muscotsnittar. Fika isn't just any coffee break, it's a moment to slow down, taking a true break on your own or gather with friends. It's very different from our coffee culture, which is more about fueling up and going fast. In a medium bowl, sift together 2 cups of all-purpose flour and 2 teaspoons of, if you have it, freshly ground cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of ground ginger, powdered, half a teaspoon of coarse salt, and 1 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. That'll be about a half of a nutmeg. This is the nutmeg, which comes from a slightly larger nut that's covered in a beautiful orange sort of netting. And that netting is mace. Nutmeg and mace come together in one beautiful, large, hard nut. There, that's about a teaspoon. And there's no substitute for freshly grated nutmeg. It is so fragrant and so tasty. So whisk this all together till it's well blended. And then the dough is just butter, sugar, flour. 2 sticks of butter. You can use a salty European style butter, which will make a very good cookie. And 2/3 of a cup of dark brown sugar. So get the butter nice and soft, and I'm pressing the brown sugar, which has quite a high concentration of molasses mixed with white sugar, making the sugar very prone to drying out. So cover this immediately after using. It's very important to keep it covered. So now just add your dry ingredients at low speed. This is a very, very fragrant dough, and while it's similar tasting to Speculoos cookies that can have an intricate design stamped on the top, this one is simple, only requiring a fork to make the linear design. And now to form the cookies. So here's our dough. I just formed it into a rectangle, and I'm going to cut it into 4 equal pieces. Now, the only way you can tell if it's really equal is if you put it on a scale, but this is close enough. And each of these pieces has to be rolled into a cylinder 14 inches long, and put your cylinder on a piece of parchment paper. And do all 4 exactly the same. And then we roll each cylinder into a rectangle, a flat rectangle. Rolling on the parchment makes it very easy. You want the nice, even, long rectangle. And you can use your bench scraper to make them even neater. Same width, similar length. Preheat your oven at this point to 350 degrees. So now I do the same thing to this. Put in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. And now for the fun part, scoring the top of each cookie, each log actually, with the back of the tines of your fork. And just pull the fork this way, crosswise on these bars. And we bake them long like this, and then as they come out of the oven, cut them into individual cookies. Pop these into the oven, and you'll bake rotating halfway through until they're just golden around the edges and dry on the top. It takes about 16 to 18 minutes. And that was done. It's interesting. And it's a method probably you haven't used before. They've been out of the oven for 5 minutes. Take a serrated knife, a bread knife like this will do very well, and cut through on an angle. This is your cookie. Very interesting, very tasty, and unusual. These little triangles, save for yourself. And you can make them even longer if you cut on a sharper angle. These will last a long time in a cookie tin. And it's nice just to line these cookies up. So if you want a herringbone design, you can do it like that. Whichever way you serve them, you'll be surprised at the incredible amount of brown sugar and nutmeg flavor in each and every bite. Enjoy.